Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Separate but equal.
They're not equal. One is superior. It just is.
It's like prosciutto wrapped asparagus. Prosciutto's fine on its own. I believe that's the top.
It's an accompaniment.
Yes.
Coming up, we'll drink and toast into the 3-day weekend with a shot of the day. That's Bad Choice Friday. Oh, God, where's the thing at? Oh, come on, man. I was all lined up there. It's Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
There we salute America with a little Neil Diamond.
On the boats and on the planes, coming to America.
If they can get through TSA. In an hour and a half, I'm not sure we're going to make it. I say it's going to be a rough travel weekend.
Oh, well, yeah, it's July 4th. And things are already effed up.
Neil Diamond in America taking on James Brown on a Bad Choice Friday. It's chicken and bitches now. He sounds constipated.
I know. He sings everything from the toilet.
Yeah. Will it be James Brown or Neil Diamond? Vote now on Bad Choice Friday if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up. In the meantime, our question, what is the sound that you will always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Here's one that I'm sure a select few people will remember. The sound I'll always remember is being at a Mariners-Angels game. A line drive off of Vladimir Guerrero's bat into the head of whoever's pitching for the Mariners.
Oh, no. That is a terrible sound.
Yeah, well, some hits the noggin, dude. Even if you didn't see it, you know where they got hit, and you know it was bad. Like the dude who got hit by the bus.
Yep.
Right? You can't explain the sound, but you're like, somebody just got hit in the head, specifically the head.
I would also mention real quick, because somebody on Twitter just, like obviously we're helping out Las Primas lemonade stand because they got robbed.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you see another lemonade stand, don't be afraid to give any kids some money for a glass of lemonade.
We're not saying you have to go there. Look, help kids out all across the town, right?
I did it a couple weeks ago. I was coming down from the park. There was a lemonade stand. I said, all right, I'll get some. I think I tipped him like $3.
I'll tell you what, man. Kids, if you're listening, any kids, I'm more apt to buy your lemonade at your lemonade stand, wherever it is you choose to set it up, than I am your goddamn Girl Scout cookies. Yeah. All right?
Oh, agree 100%.
Because, first of all, the lemonade stand doesn't try to guilt trip you into buying it.
Right.
They simply offer you refreshment. I appreciate that, where the Girl Scouts have this hard sell. You know what I mean? Like I'm buying a car.
Girl Scouts aren't paying you. You ain't going to go. Girl Scouts aren't giving you $20.
No.
You sell lemonade, man. You got $20 to go to the mall.
I will say this, though. I buy Girl Scout cookies if I see them set up outside somewhere.
Sure. I'm not saying don't support the Girl
I
Scouts.
like to put in a little more effort than just having mom or dad come in the office and go, how many you want?
Well, you know what? That's the best thing about COVID. Because for 2 years during the pandemic, people didn't bring in those damn sheets and guilt my ass into buying a bunch of cookies that I don't end up eating and end up giving away.
Yeah, listen, I sound old. But when I had to sell chocolate bars, my mom didn't just go to work. I had to go work the corner.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, slanging bars.
What Mom had to do is come up with the money for the too short you were.
And didn't it? Well, there was always that.
Trust me, mint meltaways. I can move those.
Jeez.
Didn't you get robbed at a subway station?
I did not. My brother got robbed selling chocolate bars at a metro station in Northeast D.C., where my grandparents lived.
Yeah.
And then about 10 years later, my buddy...
How many candy bars do you think they got from your brother? The whole box? They take them all?
Yeah. And then, about 10 years later, my buddy Bernie got robbed at the same metro station.
Is that the Greenbelt station?
No, this was down. I said this one was in D.C., right by Catholic University. The area is called Turkey Thicket. I don't know what the station. Probably Brookland.
Okay.
But the story with Bernie is funny. Guy walks by and says, "Give me a candy bar." Bernie, of course, says, "F you, man. I ain't giving you nothing." Right. Guy comes back with a gun and says, "I want the candy and your money now." He's like, "Damn it."
We didn't back him up. Jesus. But we got these girls at Tacoma.
Yeah, we're taking care of them. Stop by if you can. North Point Way, Northeast, and 53rd Avenue Northeast in Tacoma. The Las Primas Lemonade Stand, who are sponsoring today's show.
That's good.
And the entire radio station today. Our question, what is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Tracy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, hello.
Hola.
Hola. So, my story is, I had a 2-story condo. My daughter lived in the top floor, 17, 2-story walk-up for her. Didn't know I was home. She's up there with her boyfriend. I decided to fold some of her clothes, opened up the door.
Wait, were you folding the clothes that she'd thrown on the floor?
No, she had did some laundry. I had to do some laundry. So I was nice and took her clothes out of the dryer, folded them. I opened the door to put them on her stairs. And I can hear her and her boyfriend having sex.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Now my question is she screaming? Is she directing his traffic?
Or is it him?
Do it faster!
Or is it him?
Both.
Okay. Any dirty talk?
And dirty talk, pull my hair, spank me.
Oh, really?
Let me ask you this.
Right there, do it right there.
Yeah. Well, they're learning, you see.
They've been going out for 3 years.
Oh, so at that point they've been going out for 3 years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, that must make you...
Nobody learning says that.
Right. That must make
They
you...
weren't really learning.
Right.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, in addition, right there, pull her hair. Were there any other commands that surprised you?
No, but it was very surprising to them because I just sat the laundry down on the bottom stairs, and I was like, "Hey, your laundry's on the bottom of the stairs." I guess I'll talk to you when you guys get done.
Would your daughter's boyfriend, would he look you in the eye when he came down?
They're like down.
Okay.
Yeah, no offense.
Sat on the sectional with me, both on one side, and just stared down at the floor.
Why do you think
like
they
were
did
gonna
that?
Get in trouble.
I mean, if my parents busted me having sex, or they at least indicate, like, look, I know you're having sex, I'd be like, 1, we're going to finish because they're not screaming. And 2, I'm not going to sit downstairs with my mom at this point.
And here's mine. And honest to God, I know me as a parent. Here's exactly what would happen. I'd say, look, you need to sit down for a minute. We need to have a talk. When you do your laundry, will you get it out of the dryer so I can move the wash over into the... I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're swinging from a ceiling. I don't care if you're on a rope. I don't care where you... What do you... Take the dryer... Get the stuff out of the dryer, fold it so I can put my stuff in.
But more importantly, I wouldn't have heard you having sex if you had pulled your clothes out of the dryer.
Right.
You see,
Move
this is
the
how
clothing
it works.
through. This is an important aspect of anytime you're in an apartment situation or a roommate situation or living with multiple people. When it hits the dryer, get it out of there.
And change the damn lint trap.
Yes, all these things.
Pull it out!
That's all I have to say, honey. Now you and your boyfriend.
That's to your
enjoy yourself.
boyfriend and the lint trap.
That's right. And maybe you could help. You could help her fold clothes because obviously she's not motivated to do it.
Look, hearing your kid have sex.
The folding clothes is still tough for a few of us.
I think
I'm as proud as I actually folded them all last night.
Nice.
To hear your kid having sex, that's one thing, but to hear what they say, you know what I mean? Like, look, people have walked in on their parents.
Your mom is hot,
right? And everyone hears the same thing or says the same thing, like, "Oh man, walked in. My parents didn't want to say." Fine, that's one thing, even whatever position. But if you actually hear what your mom and dad are saying to each other, man, like word for word, I think that would scar me much more. Just like, you know where to put it. Like, no, Mom!
Just remember, I don't want another one of these idiot kids,
Right.
so be careful.
But I mean, that goes with your friends too. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, you've heard friends like, oh, they're having sex in there. Right, but if I heard specific things,
I've heard specific
it'd
things.
be different. I'd be like, I wish I hadn't heard that.
Anytime I hear something specific, it was never a roommate, but it was the chick they were with. So either I was roommates with a lot of guys that needed directions, or there was some dirty guys. There was one chick who we knew, like everyone just kind of knew. She, whatever. But my roommate Matt at the time, they're having sex, and you hear the whole, got to bounce it up against your wall, and then you just hear her talking to the point where I almost wanted to open the door and be like, "Hey, I don't care if you're having sex, but seriously, man, do you ever stop talking?" Like this.
Oh, she wouldn't stop talking to each other.
I mean,
it was more like just like, what are you doing today kind of stuff?
No, I mean, she says all the sex stuff, but it's like, let the guy work a little. You know what I mean? Why are you micromanaging the whole time?
Why are you micromanaging?
You were talking, just let the dude have sex with it. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ, man.
I mean, you could throw out a suggestion.
Right, but you bide your time. It was just this constant thing, like she's reading a ticker on the bottom of CNN. Like, Jesus, God, man.
What is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the men's room.
Dale. Happy Positive Friday, gentlemen.
Yeah,
hell yeah, man.
Thank you, brother.
So I actually have two stories real quick. This first one will be super quick. It reminded me when the constipation caller called. I was at a buddy's house, and me and him were playing some video games, and his girlfriend comes home with her 5-6-year-old boxer dog from the vet. And she's like, yeah, he's really constipated. And so the dog went and laid down, and some time went by, and our other buddy came over, rang the doorbell, and that dog jumped up so fast and barked, and then all of a sudden you just hear, and then the wall behind him and everything behind him was just like a syrupy brown. Oh man!
What kind of dog was this?
A boxer.
Okay, a boxer.
My bad.
And they're high up too,
Yeah. So there's that. And then the second story, I used to live at Crescent Lake, which is kind of by Port Angeles and Forks area.
Yeah.
And me and my father went on a hike because there's this railroad hiking trail on the opposite side of the lake from the highway. So we're walking down this trail, and we get to this giant railroad tunnel, and we're just joking about there's probably bears that live in there, and we're like, no. So we kept walking through, and we had a full-grown German Shepherd at the time, and me and the dog made it on the other side of the tunnel before my dad, and that's when we heard children screaming.
Children?
And there's little girls screaming. And there's this cliffside to the left of us, and we just see there's fresh deer body parts just kind of look like they fell from the top of this cliff. And my dad caught up to us, and the German Shepherd, he was stuck to my side. He was not moving from my side. And my dad tells me, those are two cougars fighting. And they're maybe 100 feet above us. And it was at that point where we decided to turn around and go back home.
Pretty good idea.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
So two cougars
I'll never
fighting?
forget that. Yeah, they must have been fighting. I mean, we didn't see them, but they sounded just like children screaming in a panic.
Yeah.
It was horrifying.
I will say this for Western Washington. That is one of the warmest lakes I think there is.
It's deep, too.
Yeah.
It's really deep.
But it was I actually could swim in Crescent Lake. I was shocked.
What time of year were you out there?
Probably July or August.
Crescent Lake at night, that lake is very eerie because we lived on the lake on the opposite side of the highway. And some nights, it gets so quiet and so dark out there. And then sometimes a fog will just roll across the lake. It's eerie as hell.
Yeah, that whole area is a little spooky. I stayed at a cabin out there right by in between that lake and Forks on the Salduck River. And I was in the hot tub by myself, and there's that weird, eerie fog. It's all mossy, and I'm
There's a reason they film vampire movies there. This is the place.
There's that legendary inn out there that kind of looks haunted, but it's one of the presidents, FDR, somebody was out there. But you can go see Foghat at Quinault Casinos. This is a short drive down the road. What is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Ted, by the way, somebody wants to know if your brother has a Cash App. They feel bad about him getting robbed of his candy bars.
Oh, man, I'm sure he does. But
let's set it up for him. Doesn't matter.
Actually, he's got a kid in college and another one on the way. Maybe
he could use that Cash App.
He could use it on the Cash App.
Got a kid in college, sure. What is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Vanessa. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So I was just down in Vegas, and I was in one of the casinos, and I had my back to the card tables, and I heard this, like, wood hitting the floor, and I didn't think much of it until I kind of glanced over my shoulder, and everybody's face was shocked. So I looked down, and a lady was sitting sideways on her chair and fell over backwards and hit her head.
Oh, that was her and you heard this at a casino?
Yes.
Oh, man. Was she conscious when you're looking at her?
No.
Oh, no.
Do you think she was just drunk and fell off the stool or what?
No idea. No idea. All you could see was, like, the white of her eyes, and she was very still on the floor. I'm like, oh, man.
Did you find out her condition after the fact? Did she end up being okay?
No idea. The EMTs came and took her away.
Okay. All right.
Damn.
That's terrible. Yeah.
I mean, I've fallen off of many bar stools for the exact reason you think I've fallen out of bar stools. But the good news is I never damaged myself.
No.
Although I do remember going to the one bar the one night when I walked in. It's a bar of all regulars. And I walk in, my buddy Leon. And when I walk in, everyone's head swings around. They're all looking at me, right? And everyone, are you okay? Like, yeah, man. I'm like, I was hungover, but yeah, it was all right. And they're like, man, we thought you were going to hurt yourself last night. I'm like, I remember, so they had a thing called a 252, so it was 151 mixed with Wild Turkey 101.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's a stupid idea. It tasted like crap. It's something you do when you're young, right? But how many can you drink in, I don't know, an hour? I don't remember my final count, but I made it to 60 minutes. I guess then it all came in, and I said, look, I remember falling off the bar stool at one time. And when I said that, almost everybody there at the same time goes, once? So they went on to explain the rest of the night. They're like, dude, you're shooting pool and you kept dropping your testicles into the pocket. I found that very funny. I have no recollection of this. They're like, you kept...
That could have ended very poorly.
It could have. Somebody took a shot. But I kept falling off the bar stool. Apparently, I bashed my head a bunch. I remember none of it. And I didn't feel any of that, just a hangover. But I was like, wow, that is bad. They were like, oh, yeah, you were in a bad spot.
I just, I'm taking a look at a picture here that the ref tweeted out.
Yeah.
So he is down at Las Primas Lemonade Stand. Again, that is at Norpoint Way Northeast and 53rd Avenue Northeast in Tacoma. So the girls who got robbed, they have sponsored our radio station all day, and they've sponsored our show right now. Ref stopped by to bring them some more lemons and all kinds of other stuff. It appears that there is a TV crew out there right now. Woo! So hopefully... Hopefully the girls will...
Or a guy with a shoulder-mounted cannon.
Yeah.
But I believe it's a camera. We're seeing it from the back.
Yeah, if you cannot make it down there, if you're not in the Tacoma area, no worries. If you'd still like to donate to the lovely ladies, just go to KISW.com, and we've got one of those things that Ted described earlier where you can go and give them...
QR code?
Yeah. Where you can
hit them on their Cash App.
You can do that.
Cash App,
You can give them a donation so they can continue to buy their lemons and make lemonade.
Yeah. That is cool, man.
We'll talk to a ref.
Although I will say this, I'm looking at this picture of Ref.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that bucket hat on his bald head.
No,
I don't think he has a bucket hat. He has the Crocs, and he has a lot of sunscreen.
Oh, he did not have the bucket hat. Okay.
Right, which is very disappointing, Rev.
Come on, man.
I hope somebody has touched him by now.
Yeah, again, don't be scared to touch him.
Just give him a little poke. Nothing weird. Maybe a little poke in the shoulder. Just say, hey,
because
Rev.
that's not weird.
Hey, mister.
Norpoint Way Northeast and 53rd Avenue Northeast. Rev's going to be down there for a while. We're going to talk to Rev here in a couple minutes, and more of your calls on the way. What is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
KISW, the men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, what is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, David. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, happy COVID-free Friday, gentlemen.
Hola.
Hola. So, 20 years ago, so this is quite a bit of time ago, I was night skiing at Alpental, and I took a kicker jump into Winnie Chutes, and I stuck the tip of my ski in, and I did a compound tib-fib spiral fracture and shoved the bone 2.5 inches up. Just figure, take your...
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
Ankle to your knee and shorten it by 2.5 inches. It was a dry, wet snap. But the really cool part about it was, well, not cool, but the interesting part about it was the electric flash that shot up the back of my leg, straight up into the base of my skull, and lit up like a flash of light.
Really?
Yeah. I severed the nerve.
Ooh, so that's basically the nerve signing off, right?
What's really funny about it is, not funny, but
you need to work on your adjective.
Funny.
Right.
I think the word I'm looking for is interesting, because interesting can mean really cool or really effed up. So, after I went through 10 days in the hospital, 3 surgeries, 9 months of physical therapy, full weight bearing after 9 months, pins, screws, plates, the whole 9 yards. There's a little lump on the side of my leg, and I can touch it, and it feels it's like, I don't know, halfway up my calf on the outside, and it feels like I'm touching the tip of my toe.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah. See, it is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Interesting, but crazy.
Like I said, interesting doesn't necessarily mean cool. It just means something interesting.
You can usually tell by the content, hey, let me show you something interesting. You're walking into bad news. As opposed to, do you want to hear something interesting? Probably, interesting.
Well, I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, but at one point over the years, I heard that there's a culture that considers to be, may you lead an interesting life, to be one of the worst curses to pass on.
All right.
May you lead an interesting life. Well,
that's interesting. You know what? You're right, though, because if I said I took the kids to an amusement park, we had a great time. That's not interesting.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? I would see my kids performing a school play. Oh, man, they were so cute. They were so precious. It's like, well, it's good, but that's not interesting. Now, if I go to the kids' school play and the stage collapsed and the leg came down and hit a kid in the face, you go like, now that is interesting.
That's pretty cool.
And it's the way you describe people.
What do you mean? They're like,
interesting. You like Stu? Like, he's not a D, but he's interesting.
Right. There are a couple of warning signs, but he ain't a bad guy. By the way, you got an update on the lemonade stand.
All right.
Somebody here says, I got there at 3. The film crew was Fox 13.
Oh, they were the ones who originally did the story.
Yeah, and Rev got the cookies. Other rockaholics showed up, too. Everyone is, quote, tipping big.
Nice.
I love it, man.
What is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Rachel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So my story is when I was about 12 or 13, I was playing a game on the playground with some of my friends, and I ended up breaking my teeth.
How many teeth did you break?
My 2 front ones.
Okay. And what did you break them on?
Were they at that point in time, were they your permanent teeth or were they still your baby teeth?
They were my permanent adult teeth.
All right.
Cool. That way it's a little pricier for the parents.
Yeah. And what game were you playing?
We were just playing a game. I was trying to get my jacket while blindfolded. They were running around the playground, keeping my jacket away from me, and I was trying to get it back. And I had my eyes closed and everything, reaching out in front of me, and the playground pole went right between my hands that were outstretched. And I walked right into the pole, and the sound of the metal against my teeth reverberated through my skull.
So now, I guess the teeth that are in your mouth are not your original teeth, then, correct?
They didn't fall out.
Mm-hmm.
They just broke.
Okay. So did they repair the brakes?
Yeah, they were covered and repaired. But for a while, I looked like a vampire.
What are you doing to that dog?
She's just in the car and she sees people.
No. I rolled over.
Does she know them?
Nah.
Okay, all right. She just really
that
likes,
sounded like I want to
she
go
really
play.
just likes people.
Yeah, she loves people.
What kind of dog is that?
She's a pitty.
That's weird.
Why is it always pit bulls make the biggest bitch-ass sound? You know what I mean? They're this giant dog. They scare people, and they're the ones that sound the most like that. Meanwhile, you look at a little pissant chihuahua, that thing.
I ran by a chihuahua this morning. It's out on the sidewalk. Man, he was checking me out. They started running with me. I'm like, I need to run faster because this dog is going to not go back to the RV that it was in.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I hope you fought the urge.
Oh, no, the dog was fine. He was just running with me. I thought, oh, no, you can't follow me home. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
my kids now want a chihuahua. We went to a friend's house last night. She has a chihuahua, and the kids were just like, and you said you didn't like small dogs. I said, man, it's a general rule. I don't know this particular dog. Truth be told, this little fellow was awesome.
Yeah.
Little chihuahua, we got along instantly, and I'm like, God damn it. So they're like, can we get one? And I'm like, oh, F no. Listen, there's no chance. But I do like this particular chihuahua.
Well, this guy was, his tail was wagging, a little stubby thing there.
Yeah.
And I came up on him, I'm like, hey, buddy. And he like lifted up, and so I petted his head and stuff. And I'm like, hey, well, have a good day. And I started running, and he started running behind me. I'm like, you cannot follow me.
Right.
You can't.
It always makes you feel good when a dog.
Yeah. I just didn't want him to leave the area.
Thrill, trust me. I've said this before. The little dog. Here's the issue with the little dogs. They're always like, I wouldn't want one of those tiny dogs. Dated a girl that had a 7-pound dog.
All right.
Within a month and a half of dating, I was buying it little shirts.
Oh, no. See, I don't want to do that, man.
All those raincoats. There's so many things.
Oh, yeah. Like on Saturday, she'd get home from work. Like, what are you doing? Like, he needs a sweatshirt. It's like 55 degrees out there.
Cold.
He's 7 pounds.
Come on, Mom.
Yeah, what do you mean? What have you guys been doing? Well, I've been smoking weed and dressing the dog.
Yeah, can't you see him shivering? What is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Scotty. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, you sexy bitches.
Hola. And thank you for noticing.
Scotty, my man.
How could we not?
Mm-hmm.
So, the story is, I woke up at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and my dog was going, bleh, 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 and I was like, oh crap, oh no. So, rushed her off the foot of the bed and tried to get her outside as quick as possible. And on my way, I stepped right on a big Lego block. I think our son was like 2, so playing with the big Legos, and just went down like a ton of bricks, shuffled her out the door. But I will never forget that sound, especially how bad my foot hurt the next day. I could barely put weight on it.
And the dog still puked in the house, right?
Oh, no. I barely got her outside, and then there was puke all the way down the flight of like 4 or 5 stairs to get down to ground level.
Jesus.
So
Better than
nothing in the garden hose couldn't take care of.
You know, I had a situation like that. It wasn't puke, it was poop, all right? So I had this big-ass shepherd. Dogs are not supposed to eat chocolate. So I never fed my dog chocolate. And I'm watching TV, and I realized that the sound I'm hearing has been my dog is just running up and down this long-ass hall in the apartment, which is just unlike this dog. So I pull him aside. Pupils are all dilated, right? He's still friendly. He's just hyper. I mean, breathing hard, all this kind of thing. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And my roommate's like, oh, S. What? So 2, 16-ounce bags of chocolate chips?
Yeah.
The dog had eaten both. Right? So the first thing you do, you call the vet. The vet said, look, that's a lot of chocolate for a dog. I'm like, I understand that. That is why I'm calling you. How big is your dog? About 110 pounds. That should be all right. It's a big dog. Just keep your eye on him. So I have to tackle this dog, keep him in the room close, and he's just panting really hard. The next morning, I wake up. I'm having a dream that he's eating my hand, okay? But I wake up and I realize my hand is in his mouth. He's trying to pull me off the bed.
Oh,
and I'm
he's got to go to the bathroom.
Oh, right. And we're on the 3rd floor of this place. I get dressed real quick. We run down the stairs. I open the door. And this guy's dog. My dog managed to make it down the 4 stairs to the sidewalk, but could not make it to the grass, all right? So, where a tree is planted, that little square. So it's sidewalk. And I cannot explain, and I am not making this up. This dog pooped out every last bit of chocolate, but it's one of those things. But it was all at once, and it was slow, but it was making that sound the whole time, all right? So the dog does this, but because it's all chocolate, it kind of coagulated on itself. It looked like a giant Hershey Kiss. I mean, honestly, God, picture
Baltimore Hershey Kiss,
like the diameter of a Frisbee, and then make it the right height. So it's like the poop emoji, but it's made of chocolate. It even smelled like chocolate. Now, my thing is, I'm not dealing with this now. I will deal with this tomorrow. All right, where take the dog upstairs. I can hear my neighbor. He leaves his home, and he is parallel parked next to where this giant Hershey Kiss is, and he doesn't know I'm watching him. And I just see him staring at this because I can tell he can't tell if this is a turd or if it's a giant piece of chocolate.
Did he dip his finger in there and take
No, but he kept like leaning down and looking at it, man. And I just wanted to be like, don't touch it. But I didn't want him to know it was me. And even when I cleaned that thing up, I'd take a shovel.
Just one scoop?
It didn't make a stain on the sidewalk. It was just a giant Hershey Kiss.
Yeah. These cookies are fantastic. What is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-RON.
I know, like, in the mood for chocolate now.
Hey, before we go back to the calls, let us talk again to the Reverend Fuego.
Oh, Reverend Fuego, how are you, sir?
Hi, everyone. How am I supposed to follow the Hershey Kiss dog story?
Sorry, man. Tell us they have chocolate chip cookies for sale. That's how you do it, Rev.
Bring it home.
Well, fortunately, they also have oatmeal cookies if Southern chocolate chips are not something down for what you're down for.
Oh,
my goodness.
How are the young ladies doing down there? Is it busy?
They're doing fantastic. The Rockaholics are showing up. We've got so many different KISW T-shirts in this. Hey, everybody, give a shout-out so everyone can hear y'all.
All right. Hey, very nice. Very nice. Reverend Fuego. At the corner of North Point Way Northeast and 53rd Avenue Northeast in Tacoma, the Las Primas Lemonade Stand, which is the cousins, a bunch of young girls who were been in the lemonade business. I guess now this is their third or fourth day. But
right,
anyway,
correct.
The second time they tried, somebody came up and robbed them of their $80, then got in a car and sped off. So because of that, Las Primas Lemonade Stand has been our sponsor all day as far as the radio station, our show, and any way that you could stop by and buy some lemonade from the girls, that'd be appreciated. There we go.
There you go.
Right there.
No, they're actually saying get the hell out of the way.
Rev, how you doing on the sun out there? We know there's a stuff for you.
The sun is a bit rough, beating down on me. I did get the SPF 50.
Nice. All right, okay.
I feel that I've been pretty protected. I had myself a blue raspberry snow cone.
All right, nice. Have you had a cup of lemonade yet?
Yes, I'm currently downing my cup of lemonade. They have fabulous choices between the yellow lemonade and the pink lemonade. I like yellow. I'm traditional when it comes down to that, so enjoying that. They gave me a big old scoop of ice in there as well that is already pretty much melted, but keeping it nice and cool, man.
Yeah. Only $1 for a lemonade. That's a hell of a deal. Well, and you said there's still plenty of places to park in that area that it's pretty easy to get in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's right on the main thoroughfare on North Point Way, so lots of parking, and people are coming, parking, picking up some lemonade, dropping off, they got chips, they've got cookies, they got all sorts of things. They got Go-Gurt if that's your fancy.
Go-Gurt.
That is all Ted.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's a couple of side streets you can park and just come walk on by and give them a little bit of support,
Hey, Rev, we heard that Q13 was down there at some point. Maybe they're still there. I don't know. Fox 13, whatever the hell.
Fox 13, sir.
Will your mug show up in the background of any shots?
Oh, probably. I'm looking at the camera right now across the way. So I kind of do feel that I'm going to be in it. My hot belly and my big-ass beard is going to be on television more than likely.
Sweet.
So if anyone out there's got a DVR, send me the screenshot.
Okay, all right.
I think you can count on that, Rev.
Well, Rev, hey, man, if we don't talk to you, have a wonderful 4th of July weekend and all that. Thank you for stopping by and dropping off the lemons and all that stuff and the lemonade for the girls. That was very cool.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's a become a thing. We got to make sure and look out for our own and support these people. And I'm really stoked that the Rockaholics are able to come out and make it happen. And they're going on till 6 p.m., so there's still plenty of time for people to come out, hang out, and support these girls.
Mm-hmm. And if you can't make it down to Tacoma and you want to give the girls $1 or $2, just head to KISW.com. You'll see the Las Primas Lemonade Stand. When you click on that, then you'll go and you'll have that thing that Ted knows how to use where you scan and you give them the money, yeah. I only use that for like a menu. Maybe that's probably not the same kind that I use, but you know what I mean? Like,
they're all the same.
I'm learning how to do that.
Even when we went to Mexico, so every menu there was cute. They never hand you a menu.
It's all QR
and stuff like this drives me crazy because I'm old, and I admit it, and I don't care. But luckily, my wife, every time we went somewhere, she'd pull it up on her phone. She'd just hand me her phone, and then I'd scroll through.
Yeah.
She's like, you could do this. I said, I sure could. And we both know I'm not going to.
Rev for a few more minutes down in North Point Way Northeast and 53rd Avenue Northeast in Tacoma. That's where the girls have set up the lemonade stand. So if you can stop by and buy a couple of lemonade or just donate a little bit to the girls, they need to know that people are good.
There are decent people in the world.
Yeah,
if they hear the news, they won't think so. They just got robbed, they wouldn't think so. But I think today proves the opposite. Like, look, the bad people are always in the minority.
That's also nice when a whole neighborhood reaches out and you realize that, you got great neighbors and people who are
I bet you there's neighbors
who are looking out for
each
each other. Sure. What is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, McGuire. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So my story takes place in Mexico.
Excellent.
My dad does a motorcycle race down there. It's called the Baja 1000. And last year, we were down there doing that. He soloed the whole thing on his dirt bike, 1,226 miles. And I chased him in his truck down the peninsula, giving him whatever he needed. And we had another truck with some friends doing that as well, kind of bouncing back and forth. But the sound that I'll never forget is going to be sitting at the pits waiting for my dad to come through and having these 1,000-horsepower trucks just rumbling by you 5 feet from you.
Is it deafening?
Sorry?
Is it deafening?
No, it's not. It's really not. It's more chest rattling, the thunder. It's like thunder driving by.
Huh.
And how many are going by? Like, if you're sitting there for 5 minutes, how many trucks do you think have gone by?
Well, in the race, it's spread out between 1,000 miles, and the real fast guys, they come through first, obviously, and, sometimes it's real exciting to see two together at once, so flying by lots of vehicles,
Okay, that's very cool.
That is cool. I will say, it's not that the sound itself is extraordinary. Have you ever heard a sonic boom?
I don't know if I ever not.
It's a loud explosion. I mean, that's the thing, right?
I think I heard one here once.
And it kind of mutes itself a little
scrambled
bit.
the jets or something.
Well, when I was 7 years old, we moved to Colorado for like 2 years. And where we lived in Colorado, it's a completely new housing development, and they're building it in a prairie. So the Air Force Base is in Colorado Springs. So they don't know, and this is pre-GPS and all that stuff, so they don't know that there are now civilians living in this area. So you're where they fly over, okay? So I'm outside playing with these other kids about my age, 7 years old. I've never heard of a sonic boom. I obviously know what a plane is. So we're playing, and we hear it. So we kind of duck down. You can tell it came from above you, but there's nothing there. Then we see these two jets, right, like fighter jets. They go by, but there's no sound. And then you wait about, 8 seconds. So it's that sound, but when you're looking, there's nothing in the sky. But, they're right over top.
Wow,
How's this work? So, and that happened probably for about the next 2 weeks before they redirected where the planes would do their thing. But I remember running into the house and trying to tell my parents, you're not going to believe me. I swear I'm telling the truth. There's 2 quiet planes flew over and then 2 invisible planes after that. My dad's like, dude, because as a kid,
you don't know.
I goddamn well heard them. I couldn't see them, and I saw the other 2, and they didn't make a sound. So my dad explained what the sonic boom is, and I remember it just blew my mind. But I was like, that's pretty cool.
Do you think that that time was when that plane got too close to the presidential Air Force One?
I think, if I remember correctly, they left Portland and they were here in a matter of seconds.
It was like 8 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it was ridiculous.
Right. Was it even that long?
Yeah, I feel like there was the president was coming to town and there was somebody flying a Cessna around.
I had no idea.
Right? Yeah, he was just out flying and at a really bad time to be flying in Seattle airspace. And so they scrambled the jets out of Portland. I feel like it was like 8 minutes before they got up here.
All right. Yeah, I for some reason I thought it was like, oh no, when they take off, it took them like 2 minutes. Like they're just going that fast. I could be wrong. It might be 8.
That guy must have.
I've been wrong all week, Mike. You're probably right.
I got you, man. What is the sound that you'll always remember? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right. So the sound I will never, ever forget is the time I was taking my wife to the weed shop. She loves to indulge. And we had just gotten out of the truck, and there's this Mercedes-Benz coming down the road really fast, right? Brand new Mercedes, tricked out, lowered, and it pulls into the driveway for the weed shop at that speed.
Oh, no.
And, yeah, so, y'all ever heard a car crash before?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little different because this time, the first thing we heard was the wheels bottoming out on the inner fender liner, and you heard the tires rubbing, and you saw the whole car bounce. And then the next thing you heard was this god-awful screeching followed by a pop, and it was the oil pan completely just bursting underneath the car. And then the car immediately slowed down, hit the rear bumper on the curb, and just drove off with a trail of oil on the ground. And that was just, it lives rent-free in my mind.
Okay. That's pretty different.
How close to you did all this get?
Probably about 15 feet.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Yeah,
Okay.
that's real up close and personal, man.
That's crazy.
You ever hear a sound and just like, you just turn into your father? God damn it, what the hell was that?
Yeah, real quick.
Oh.
And I do it more now. Even if I know what it was, and it's just something I don't feel like, if I hear, I don't know, a raccoon going through the trash can. Well, I know what it is, but I'll still be like, what in the goddamn hell is that?
Los Primas Lemonade Stand at North Point Way Northeast and 53rd Avenue Northeast in Tacoma. If you're in the area, stop by and grab a lemonade from the lovely ladies there. They're doing some good. And maybe Rev will still be hanging out down there as well. All right, Ted versus the FCC coming up. You're listening to Men's Room.
Save hundreds off in-stock appliances during Judd & Black's President's Day sale, going on now through the 22nd. Stack your savings with discounts, rebates, and an extra year of warranty free on select laundry pairs, plus 0% financing for 18 months. The Judd & Black difference is clear. Our team of appliance experts will help you find what's best for your home, lifestyle, and budget. Save now on top name brands like Whirlpool, GE Profile, Cafe, and Decor. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store. Online at juddblack.com.